I don't know how many times I'm going to have to reshoot these videos, but that's okay. Luckily, I'm a nice person. What we're going to talk about today is the Empire State Building shooting. If you haven't heard, a gunman was in the Empire State Building Plaza, and he opened fire today with his 45 caliber handgun with an 8-round magazine. And he injured about 10 people and he killed one of them. Now, what you'll like to know about this is it was completely imaginary. Didn't happen, only happened in people's minds. How do I know this for a fact? Because New York City does not allow for killing people. It also does not allow for concealed carrying most handguns unless you are rich or famous, which this guy was not. So therefore, it happened in everybody's mind. Ha ha ha, that's a bit of humor. But what I would like to mention, though, is Michael Bloomberg. Michael Bloomberg, I want to thank you personally for the death of that one person and the injury of those other 10. Now I know they may not be directly related to you, and I know it's probably not your fault, but then again, you blame guns when things like this happen, so I'm going to go ahead and blame something else that's unrelated. But then again, actually, it's not entirely unrelated. Michael Bloomberg had more to do with these people's death than guns. Because not only, but I believe the person was execution style killed, so not only was he completely unable to defend himself. He's created a utopia where we're not gonna get hurt because we're in New York City and guns are illegal here, blah blah blah. And as we can see exactly how well that worked out. And another thing that's very interesting about this is the cops that responded and actually shot and killed this gun person, were actually the shooters of some of these innocent people. Now, that's nothing against the cops because I understand correct collateral damage happens. I mean, it's just unfortunate. Yeah, sure, you can look a little bit more and see what's behind your target, but unfortunately, when your life's in danger, you always don't have that luxury. But what I would like to point out is that this false sense of cops are better than us and they're the only ones that should have guns because they have a lot of training is complete nonsense. Not only is it nonsense because it's quite clear that cops also make mistakes shooting, it's nonsense when you actually look at the numbers. Well, an average cop, when he's qualifying, might shoot about 50 rounds a year to qualify. An average CCW holder, me, I shot about 50 rounds the other day. Wherever this idea that cops are some sort of mystical gods with guns and they're the only ones that should have them is coming from, I will never understand. When you look at the actual numbers, again, it's not true, but that's not a big shocker a lot of the times when you look at actual facts and not just emotions. And I think, well, I mean, cops, they have training, so they shouldn't be the only ones that have guns. When you look at the actual facts and not just emotions, it usually does not work out in the anti's favor. So, I know I have some subscribers down there in New York City, and my thoughts are out to you. I hope you weren't any way involved in this. I hope you weren't even involved in any traffic backup, and if you were, forward all your complaints to one Michael Bloomberg. I'm sure that they will take this and twist it into some sort of anti-gun rant because Michael Bloomberg is completely batshit insane. It will probably be something along the lines of, well, yeah, you see what we did for the guns here, so obviously it's everybody else's fault. He got the gun from somewhere else and brought it here. No, he did. He got it from Florida. He got it in 1991. So obviously it's everybody else's fault. It's not New York's ridiculous policies, it's them. But I don't exactly know where these antis are going to go next because let's see here. It's not an assault rifle because it's not a rifle. It wasn't a high capacity magazine, so I guess we can't blame that. Blame the pistol. Well, we can't because it's nearly impossible to get a carry permit in New York City. What are we going to blame next? Blame everybody else. That's kind of what we're down to. We're gonna have to start blaming the other states. Blame this New York State, even though he got the gun in Florida. It makes sense to blame New York State. But yeah, so that's it. That is my little talk here about the Empire State Building shooting. I'm sure it's gonna become a big circus, or maybe it won't because it was actually done in an anti-gun place. So maybe they'll just kind of brush it under the carpet because they want everybody to think that these ridiculous gun laws work. But I think we're a little bit smarter than that, especially people that like to watch my channel, my fabulous, beautiful subscribers out there. I know you're smarter than that. I know every single one of you are. But that is my rant about New York City and Michael Bloomberg and the shooting today. So again, thank you, Michael Bloomberg, for leading to the death of that one person and injury of those people. If you don't think that he was directly involved, then I don't think that guns were the problem either. But actually, he's a little bit more responsible than things like guns. Anyway, so take it easy and have a nice day and stay safe out there. The world's getting crazy.